True or false? Trigger, Roy Rogers' horse, died at age 33 in 1965. Roy had Trigger stuffed and put him on tour. True on Trigger. When Roy himself died, there was talk at the time whether Dale was going to have him stuffed too. If you go to the Wax Museum in Niagara Falls, Canada, there's Roy in full form. Some say that it is actually Roy and not a wax replica. Now, I have actually seen this display. It is very creepy. Thanks to Joe for giving me a little bit of that lowdown. Len Amsterdam Show, broadcasting from Canada.
Just tell me a little bit about the new record.
Okay, Where the Highway Goes is basically the analogy of life as a highway, like the Tom Cochrane song and many other songs and poems prior to that, is about, life's a highway. You go down the road of life, you don't know what's going to be around the next corner, you don't know when that road ends, and you don't know where it's going, and that sort of thing. So all these songs are my interpretation of incidences and things in my own life. And Ghost Road is from the Oshawa area. I'm from Fort Perry. James Doyle on lead guitar is from Bowmanville. John Fair on drums is from Oshawa, and Les Graham on bass is from Hayden. And basically we got together in 1994, and I've been writing songs, and that's sort of rallied around that, and we just sort of filled in the gaps with a few cover tunes, and basically took Ghost Road out on the road, and haven't really got, find it's hard getting gigs around local areas and stuff. We're trying to get a booking agent and or a manager.
Yeah. I want to ask you one thing, like, why country when maybe, okay, maybe it's not, alternative is definitely not the flavor of the month, but why country when as opposed to rock and roll or blues or whatever? And I got nothing against country, but why did you go that route?
I'll let you in on a little secret. One, I can't play guitar worth shit, and I can't sing all that well, so it was the easiest one to do.
Okay, yeah, I noticed one thing. You have a little bit of sense of humor in your music. It's is it all about pickup trucks and getting drunk and?
I guess you could say I don't drive a pickup truck per se, but it's a lot about getting drunk, except when I'm on unemployment and then I can't afford that. But I mean, I don't know. I like to write about what I know, and maybe some of it is a bit of a cliche, but I don't know. I didn't intend it to be that way. It just comes out that way.
Now, are you the songwriter, and the other guys are just?
Yeah, I've co-wrote with John and Jamie on a couple of tracks on the new album. I co-wrote a song with John, "Hearts Like Stones," and on our first record, I co-wrote a song with Jamie called "Blow Your Mind." That was on the Ribbon of Grey album. I don't do a lot of co-writing. I like to write myself because I just find I keep my thoughts organized. I can't just sit down with somebody and say, let's write a song.
So this isn't a democratic process that we're looking at?
In a way it is, because I just write the lyrics, I come up with the melody and the chord structure on the acoustic guitar, and then I just show up with a band and play it, and they just build their lines around it. I mean, Baby Please Come Back Home is kind of a calypso reggae kind of groove to that song, and I wrote it as a pure kind of like you say, a stereotypical country kind of song, a couple, let's say, two down and out alcoholics trying to get clean, and they have their problems, right? Then it just kind of developed into that reggae kind of groove, and that was from the rest of the band putting their 2 bits in and changing the style around. I mean, it's a whole evolutionary process from the time that I actually come up with the idea, write the song, and then when I put it out to them and they put their 2 bits in and everything changes around. It is a group effort when it comes right down to the production of everything.
Let's talk about going into the studio and maybe like even this is financed out of your own pocket. Perhaps even tell me a little bit about the studio, what the format was, whether it's digital, analog, number of tracks, stuff like that.
Okay, well, the studio process is, yeah, like most independents, it's totally funded by our own pocket. Everybody chipped in equally. And we went into Bentwood Recording Studio in Whitby, Ontario. Give that a little bit of a plug.
Who's at Bentwood then?
Bentwood is run and owned by Chess Senior. He's a great guy and a really great studio. It's a digital studio with all the 24-track ADATs, and he's got all the ISO booths. He's done it all up to spec. Like it is in his basement, but it's not a basement studio because he's gone all out, sinking a lot of money in building proper ISO booths and a proper facility. And it's a decent rate he charges us, and he cuts us breaks, perks like lots of coffee, booze,
Now, what kind of, if you don't mind me asking, what was the budget for this? Recording, and then we'll get on to what it costs.
Okay, well, we haven't pressed yet. We're running into a little budget problem, but to date we've run about $4,000, which is not too bad because we got a lot of perks. Like the album design and everything was we got a great deal on it. Matt Eves did the entire sleeves and everything. Just took the pictures and laid it all out. It was his concept for the cover and everything, and he did a great job, and he gave us a super deal on it.
So for
Well, for promotion, what we usually do is basically get hammered and hang around town screaming at people. No, well, yeah, sort of, but
isn't that unprofessional?
yeah, well, I never claimed to be professional. I was supposed to be professional? No, we try to.
Well, here's an example I want to talk about, because what got me thinking about you guys again is I stumbled across Stellar's show.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, there's an example where you've did a interview, and was that actually was that an internet radio interview?
We didn't do the interview. She played the internet. She played 4 tracks off our album and did basically a blurb on what we're all about, the basic rundown. And Stella's been really great. She's been very supportive. She got us on Rogers, and she put together the website and everything for us. And
I've seen that. Now, how did you come across Stellar? Did she just show up at a local show? Or?
Yeah, actually, Les was playing in a pit orchestra at the Oshawa Little Theater, and he met her through, I think it was her husband, who was in looking for anybody who had original bands because they were looking for book talent on Rogers. So I don't know why they came to us when they say they're booking talent, but.
So you've actually done the Rogers then?
Yeah, we've done the Rogers. It's in rerun right now, and we hope to be part of the new season again. We were offered another spot to come on and do. We're going to be doing a cancer leukemia fundraiser on October 20th. Down at the Dungeon in downtown Oshawa, so we'll have more details for that, but that'll be definitely promoted on Rogers. And
now, we had a couple of emails going back and forth, and you mentioned that you had it was a jam night you guys are doing.
yeah, that was at the Dungeon,
Okay.
and the Dungeon's a good place. We stumbled into that just because we heard around town that Jim Fell, the owner of the place, was looking to book all original bands to showcase local talent. So we went in there, and it's we always run under the impression that the Dungeon, being the name and all, was a pretty dark and gothic sort of a hangout. But there's a lot of, I'd say, poets and singer-songwriters and other misfits down there, artists and things. And it's a good environment. We've jammed down there on several occasions, and it's a good spot to showcase because it's hard to get gigs around town because of the fact all the bars book these 2-man and a drum machine deals, and they play, the house gigs.
Now, what's the Dungeon paying? Is it beer?
It's pretty much beer, yeah.
Okay.
This is Jeff Little from Ghost Road, and you're tuned into Pepper Scott.
Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are Ghost Road. I have to say this is our first time in Stouffville, so this is all right.
Hi, this is Jeff Little from Ghost Road, and you're watching Pepper Scott TV, Durham Web Radio, and Durham Web TV, web there. And yeah, I'm here with my cohort, Mr. James Doyle. Hey. You can see he's a man of many words. The new record, well, we're in the process of getting it pressed, mixed, mastered, Where the Highway Goes. You may have heard it on the Durham Web Radio. And, yeah, should be out in about a month or so. We're looking at October as a release date, and it's going good. Got a benefit coming up soon, October 20th at the Dungeon. And got a lot of good bands coming out that night, and we hope to see you there.
This is what we got. my hometown girl, born and bred in my world, and you're one, my hometown girl. You're one, my hometown girl. Many nights I drive by your house, see a new guy's truck, and I realize that I'm gone. But you're my hometown girl, born and bred in my world, and you're one, my hometown girl. You're one, my hometown girl. You're one, my hometown girl. Thank you.
Country music is pure music. Where else but in country music are you going to find folks actually playing their instruments? Now, there's nothing wrong with the use of computers in composing or producing tunes, but I always like the feel of human touch in music. Usually, the level of musicianship with country artists is at a higher level than other genres. Now, not everybody is a fan of country music, and whether you are a fan of this genre or not, you still must give props to the producers of country music who are carrying on the tradition of this pure musical art form. Len Amsterdam, broadcasting from Canada, heard worldwide.